Nothing compares with the new Aichi sh12as. This latest evolution in insulated aerial platforms is setting the standard for design, ease of operation and safety. Like its bigger brother, the SN15as, the Aichi sh12as has many of the features outlined in the SN15as, making it a very operator-friendly machine. The Aichi sh12as reaches new heights by providing higher performance through a straight-stick telescopic boom, which combined with a rotating bucket and vertical bucket slide allows for enhanced safety and maneuverability. This sophisticated EWP has a proven pedigree for safety and reliability. The Aichi also meets strict Australian and international standards and has passed all the dry and wet tests prescribed for its class. Nothing comes close to the simplicity of its operation and job site efficiency. The Aichi sh12as is the perfect partner for the power industry and is the result of 50 years of Aichi design and technological leadership. This insulated elevated work platform is a leader in its class for efficiency and reliability and innovative safety features. The third boom is of FRP construction and can withstand voltages in excess of 33 kV. The chassis insulator is again of FRP construction and is rated at 33 kV. Safety is also enhanced through the sh12as stable jacks with auto leveling. Outriggers are not required. Both the bucket and liner have a flame retardant rating. The sh12as is also equipped with a proportional 3-function joystick. This user-friendly joystick allows 3 simultaneous movements while using one hand. At the same time, it protects against unintentional operation. Handrails are also perfectly positioned for ease of entry in and out of the bucket, and to prevent accidental collision and damage to the cab, toolboxes or handrails, there is a special interference protection system that automatically stops the boom when it approaches the cab, toolboxes or handrails. The Aichi sh12as takes safety seriously. Only properly trained and licensed staff should operate, and only while wearing correct personal protection equipment. How simple and certain an insulated EWP operates is also a key safety feature. There's enhanced maneuverability with a simple switch operation providing 500mm of vertical movement for the bucket, allowing for precise access without raising the boom. All these impressive features provide much improved access and positioning around a pole. A trained and licensed operator can easily maneuver around to the opposite side of the pole. The ideal setup position is having the EWP vehicle approximately 1 metre from the pole, with the turret centre about 4 to 5 metres away. Use the automatic jack setup control to extend the jacks. If required, manually adjust the jacks to achieve level. Use Control Retract to retract the jacks. It is important the jacks are grounded, otherwise the boom will not lift from the boom rest. It is highly recommended the bucket be brought to the ground before entering. Use the ground access switch on the lower control to semi-automatically move the bucket to the ground access position. Be aware that you must stop before the bucket reaches the ground. The reason why you should bring the bucket to the ground to enter is because if you start from the ground, you know that you can return to the ground in an emergency. Ground crew should regularly use the controls so they can operate them safely if problems occur. The operator can control the jacks from the bucket, eliminating the time required in setting up jacks from the lower controls. Local traffic regulations for travelling in the bucket must be adhered to. To control the bucket, switch the main auxiliary to main to change power to the upper control. Operate the battery check switch and make sure both battery indicator lights illuminate. If necessary, replace or recharge the batteries situated in the baskets around. 2 spare batteries are on charge. Now, switch the accelerator speed button to either its low or auto position. On the main joystick controller, depress the Deadman Enable switch at the top and move the joystick up and down for boom elevation and lowering. Rotate the joystick for boom rotation. Move the joystick to the left or right for boom extension and retraction. No insulator warning light and audible alarm sounds until the third boom extends to 1.1 meters or longer and the bucket reaches a height of 5.6 meters above the ground. If you have engaged the emergency stop button, it is necessary to pull the button out again to resume normal operation. Extreme caution should be used with the boom interference cancel switch. While this switch gives more flexibility in a tight situation, it disables the preset limits which prevent the bucket and boom colliding with the cab, toolboxes, handrails and outriggers. If this switch is used, damage may occur. Operate slowly and carefully. Bucket rotation is controlled by the center joystick. The deadman function of this joystick requires it be lifted before operating. Move this joystick forwards and backwards for clockwise and counterclockwise rotation of the bucket. Bucket elevation is achieved by engaging the deadman functions and then operating the switch up and down. The emergency pump operates off the main truck battery. It is recommended that it be operated in 30-second bursts with alternating 30-second cooling periods. The auxiliary power switch is to be used to get to the ground if the battery for the upper control becomes 50% discharged. Once at ground level, immediately replace or recharge the battery for the upper control. Because of the proximity of toolboxes and other fittings, it is highly recommended that the automatic boom storage function be used. Be aware, however, that when using this function, the boom always takes the shortest route back to the rest. Always check that there are no poles, trees, buildings or other obstructions in the direction of travel. There are several important parameters required for the boom storage function to work. The boom angle must exceed 12 degrees. Bucket stowage light indicates when the bucket rotation is in the stowage position. Each time this boom storage feature is used, the Aichi follows the same routine by first positioning the bucket, then retracting the boom, before rotating the boom over the rest. Then positioning the bucket before lowering the boom onto the pedestal. At this stage, the bucket moves up and down automatically to stow the bucket onto the bucket rest. After taking the site and other conditions into consideration, it's essential that the key pre-operation checks, as detailed in the manufacturer's operation manual and on the instructional labels situated at the lower ground control, be strictly followed. It's critical that a safety-first approach is taken, as potential hazards can be magnified when the EWP is operating high off the ground. In the event of an emergency retrieval of an operator, set the auto accelerator to low. Use the ground controls to bring the bucket horizontal to the ground at the rear of the chassis and position the bucket at a right angle to the boom. The bucket is tilted forward by simultaneously operating the bucket level adjust switch in an upward direction and the master switch. It's worth noting that when the bucket is half full of water, the weight of the water is 500 kilograms. After returning the bucket to its level position, operate the bucket level adjust in combination with the master switch to level the bucket. What makes the sh12as exceptional is the 500mm vertical bucket slide. It allows movement through narrow gaps between conductors without moving the boom. The independent bucket swing is a very useful 200 degrees. The combination of bucket swing and vertical slide provides the best possible working space at the top of the boom. This makes the Aichi a standout machine, especially for the power industry. While we've shown you some of the key functions of this striking machine, it's very important that you read and understand the sh12as operating manual. With its market-leading technology and a reassuring array of inbuilt safety features, plus its comfortable and smooth bucket operation, the sh12as provides a work environment that is streets ahead of its competition. The Aichi sh12as, reaching new heights.